Sagittarius, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. Hope everyone's well. So we are focusing on couples and separation, whether that's been a recent breakup, maybe you haven't seen each other in a very long time, more than likely no contact or minimal contact. And I was just guided to do a very quick check-in for that type of energy. So I'm only using two of my decks here, the Heart and Soul Love Oracle, and then we'll clarify with my Celestial Cosmos Tarot deck, Sagittarius. All right, so let's get into some messages here for you. And it could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. You could be cross-watching for a Sagittarian as well. General advice as always, so please do keep that in mind throughout your reading. And only take the parts of it that make sense for you. And release the rest. All right, here we go. For couples in separation, Sagittarius. What's the energy? What is the energy? We have protection. Find someone who will shield you from the rain, who will protect you from life's thunderstorms. And sometimes, you know, that reference to thunderstorms could be similar to a tower moment, you know? Thunderstorms cherish you through the not so good days, hold you through your fears, need you as much as you need them. Someone who will never let that umbrella of love go. Now, we are focusing on couples and separation. And what I'm ultimately getting here, Sagittarius, is that you experienced a situation here where they didn't show up for you. You know, everything that's outlined in this particular card, they didn't protect your heart. They didn't protect the situation, the connection. Something might have happened here. It's not always necessarily infidelity, but I feel for some of you, it could have exactly been that. You guys have been through that thunderstorm. It was not an easy experience. So let's grab one more card here. Because ultimately I feel those who are attracted to this type of reading, you're in separation from somebody that at one point in time you were together, had some good times there, but it came to an end. That represents a very painful energy. So there could be a part of your heart that's wondering, you know, is this even possible to fix? So let's grab one more. For Sagittarius. Okay, we've got two cards flying out. Let's see what they are. We have Cleanse. Ooh. And then we have Him. So that can, of course, represent the divine masculine, but, you know, it can just come through as an energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a male individual. So this, for all intents and purposes, could, of course, be a male representative in the relationship or divine masculine. So let's go ahead and read through this. Cleanse. Mistakes in love. It's a part of growing, living, loving. We don't always make the best decisions. We cross boundaries and go after those that are not meant for us or are good for us. We get our hands dirty. Through gained wisdom, time, and owning up to those mistakes, we create change. So whatever these mistakes represent, and whoever created some issues here in the partnership and why you guys went into separation, if they took the time to really cleanse themselves of those negative energies and experiences, hopefully they've grown from that, they've learned the lesson behind it, and could hopefully come towards you as a better person. And since we've got the Him card here representing the divine masculine more than likely, then it could be a masculine who had to learn what life was like, the lesson behind it, away from the feminine. So let's read this. It does say we are all different and unique in our own way, yet we are all the same. We love, we live, we laugh, we dream, we hope, we hurt, we heal, and we cry too. Don't underestimate our soft side. We do have one, and are just as weak and vulnerable as you are sometimes. We can move mountains to be with you, make your dreams come true, and win you with our charms. The person you're thinking about, especially if you are divine feminine, I mean, we might have a masculine here who really swept you off your feet. You know, they could have been very charming, but I feel for certain scenarios, if they ended up hurting you, they hurt themselves as a result of that as well. So let's go ahead and clarify this and see what else we can learn about this, Sagittarius. All right. What do we need to know here for Sagittarius, for couples in separation? We have the Nine of Pentacles. That's a very independent, solo type energy, Sag. You might be single at this point in time, or it could be a masculine who's single. You know, maybe they needed to know what life was like without you to kind of follow their own path for a minute. You know, they could also be, or between the one or both of you could be successful maybe in your work environment, in your career. This can represent self-sufficiency. It can represent success perhaps when it comes to your finances. It could also indicate that somebody's business world could be going great, but maybe love life wise not so great. But I do feel between either the, more than likely I'm feeling a masculine who could be single at this point in time. And if there were third parties, you know, at this point maybe that's no longer happening, and they're perhaps wanting to explore what life would be like if you were to allow them back into your life. It could also be you, the viewer, who is single and content in your life. Okay, maybe you've done work on yourself as well to be able to learn the lesson behind this whole experience. Maybe you feel that you made your fair share of mistakes, and in order to experience growth, you know, you both perhaps needed to learn what life was like away from each other, if that makes sense. We do have the sun coming through. Now, some of you might be thinking of a Leo here, or maybe Sagittarius. You've got Leo in your chart, lots of fire in your chart perhaps. For me, this represents the fact that one point in time you were content, you were fulfilled, you were happy in this connection, but something clearly occurred that drove a wedge between the two of you. It could have had something to do with the Seven of Cups. Perhaps, you know, somebody, whether masculine or feminine, whoever decided, you know, to either walk away or not invest as much in a partnership because there could have been other people that, you know, either you or them wanted to explore where that could go. But this could have resulted in an abrupt ending to the partnership if they felt that they were more interested in connecting with somebody else. So again, it doesn't necessarily have to be infidelity. It could have been that somebody broke things off because they wanted to see what it was like with somebody else. Let's see what else. So yeah, possible third party for some of you though. Look at this. We've got the Empress representing the Divine Feminine. For some of you, Sagittarius could represent the masculine, and for others, the feminine could be Taurus. The Empress represents Taurus energy there. Look at this. We've got the Two of Wands. That is followed by the Seven of Swords. So it does indicate that there was a betrayal of some sort here. That's what broke you guys up, basically. It doesn't necessarily have to be cheating. For some of you, it's coming through. Okay, so that could very well have been the situation. And everybody's got their own free will to choose, right? And so I feel this person who might want to be a part of your life again, they have to make the right choice this time if it's to get back onto the right path, to be able to lead them back to you. You have your own free will as well. Even if somebody decides that they want you back, if you're content on your own path, then you don't have to take them back. But I'm just kind of feeling here, especially for my feminines, you might be surprised to hear from a divine masculine that used to be in your life. And we have the Wheel of Fortune coming through as well. So if you're up for it, I feel the potential for change is coming through here. You know, it's like giving you a second chance at this particular connection. And again, You don't have to take somebody back if that's not what you're wanting, but life might just present you with the opportunity to have a conversation, you know, however way that conversation might go. But I feel ultimately you might just be surprised that this person that hurt you from the past, they're coming through with a very different energy. You know, maybe they've matured, they've grown, they're different, they know what they did, they learned from what they did. They're a lot wiser at this stage and not wanting to hurt you the way that they did. So it could either be simply an apology. It could be a conversation between the two of you that could ultimately prove to be very healing. And that's something that came through for the Libra reading that I did as well. You know, it may not result in a reconciliation, but sometimes just being able to sit down and talk with each other and maybe find forgiveness could be very healing if it's not a reconciliation that either of you want. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Ten of Cups. Some of you guys could have maybe been married, or somebody might have gotten involved with somebody who was married. It could have also been family that was a part of that. Maybe there were children involved. Okay. But with the Wheel of Fortune right next to that Ten of Cups, a possibility too could be that you have a second chance with each other to be able to manifest something so much greater than what you guys had experienced before. And I love how we've got the rainbow right here. We've got the rainbow right there. And of course, we can't ignore the energy of the sun, which is so beautiful, Sagittarius. So for those of you who have been focused on a person from your past and you're willing to give them a second chance, you're open to the possibility of a reconciliation, I feel there's a potential for that. For others, you might be watching this and feeling more so that you're a little bit apprehensive to take somebody back, but you might be open to the possibility of talking, at least to be able to hear them out. It could be something as simple as an apology. So the ball is in your court here, Sagittarius, as to how you handle this. But I feel overall, life is really wanting you to put you on a path where you can claim the happiness that the sun represents. All right, guys, so that's what I've got for you. If you're interested in your own reading, I'd love to do that for you. That info is down below in the description box. I'll link these two decks down below as well. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you next time. Take care.